welcome to the very first YouTube episode of Just Chat. Because I'm Justine and I like to chat. I said first YouTube episode because on TikTok I do have a couple of episodes, but like I feel like they didn't go out really well because, you know, on TikTok you only have like a minute and that's it, and I couldn't get, you know, in depth. So we're gonna try it here on YouTube to see how it goes with you guys and how I like it here. So if this is the first time you're ever seeing my face, I would highly recommend going back to my page and watching my intro video that tells you a little bit more about myself, because I feel like you shouldn't have to hear someone ramble on if you don't know who they are. Yeah. But another thing about my intro video, if you have seen it, maybe you noticed it, maybe you didn't, but I did after I posted it, and I was like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm such a noob. But I forgot to put my @s in. So like I said to go follow me on Instagram and I said to go follow me on TikTok, but you didn't know my @s, so how could you possibly follow me? So I will be putting them down in the description and hopefully right here on the screen if I figure out how to do that. Yeah, so if now that you have my @s, you can go follow me. This Just Chat is going to be, well, you know what it's going to be about because you saw the tag. But before I get into the story, first things first, update on my life. I will be moving by November 1st. So by November 1st, I'll be in a completely different setting, completely different room. I'm just letting you guys know, just because if in the background you see less and less objects, that's why I'm going to be moving. And I feel like I should let y'all know, because y'all gotta know some of these things, because like if the setting changed, you're going to be like, what happened to the purple walls? And I'm moving. That's what happened to the purple walls. Okay, I think I got everything out of the way, and yeah, that's everything. So we can get into the story. Okay, so to explain some background on the story, me and my older sister, we do Amazon Flex. Okay, so for some of y'all who don't know what Amazon Flex is, it's basically Amazon, I want to say hiring people to deliver packages, because we're not like official delivery people. So they basically just pay us to deliver packages. That's literally what it is. I guess you could say it's a gig that Amazon allows people to do, like regular people to do. And that's what me and my sister do, like mostly every day. So when we do Amazon Flex, we get sent to different parts of Massachusetts. So like, and a lot of the times we get sent out to the suburbs. Now I live in Boston, in the city, and you know, a lot of diversity around where I live. But they will send us out to the suburbs. When I say the whitest of the whites, like literally we could go the whole day of delivering packages and like going in and out of like towns without seeing a black person, unless they're like on the highway or in a car. We will be the only black people that we see. So it was one of those days where we had to go deliver to a white neighborhood, and we were delivering as normal, and we came to deliver on this house. So the way, I'm mad that if I had like a diagram to explain it, but I'm gonna try my best to explain it verbally and like descriptively so y'all can understand. The way this house was, it's like there was a driveway, but the driveway was in an N form. So facing the house, the driveway was in an N, but then there was another path connecting the N. So like it was like a backwards H. That's how the driveway was. So the way the driveway was designed, it's like you can go in the long H to the house, but then if you need to go out, you would either reverse, or depending on how your car is set up, go forward and then drive through the N to go out, which is like, it's not a complex situation. But the thing was, when we got there, there was a car parked in the center, so like blocking the pathway of the H. So when we came, we drove forward into like the long part of the H, and I delivered my package like normally, but the person who we were delivering to, this white man, he was home, and like he saw me through the window, so he came and grabbed his package. You know, that happens all the time. A lot of people are home a lot of the times. So I thought it was like we were all set, right? I was ready to leave. I was walking back. My sister was about to back up, but because of the road that was like behind us, it was a big road and it was like a main road, so like cars would be like going back and forth. So instead of like hitting reverse, she decided to do a 3-point turn, right? So the guy was still standing there. So it's funny too, because before the guy had said thank you, but I didn't hear like thank you. I don't know what I heard, but I was just like, what? And he was like, thank you. And I was like, oh, okay, like you're welcome, it's my job, I don't know why you're thanking me. But yeah, so he sees that, but like he was about to go in, and then he sees that my sister's going to do this 3-point turn, and he just stops and watches. I'm still outside the car. I haven't gotten the car yet, because like I'm like telling her if she's like, because there's also a fence like at the side. So there's like, okay, so at the long part of the H, you know, where the line goes up, there's grass and then there's a fence. So my sister was asking me to help her so that she doesn't hit the fence and knock everything over. And I'm like, you know, we do this all the time. I understood. So she was just like asking me, am I too far? Am I too far? I'm like, no, you have space, you have space. This man erupts. He's like, no, what the hell are you doing? You're on the grass. And I'm like, I turn around, like, of course, confused because it's grass. And like at first I thought he was upset that like we were too close to the fence. So I looked back at like the car and we weren't close to the fence, like not even near hitting the fence, but her tires were on the grass. He like keeps yelling and I'm just like ignore him. Like I completely ignore him because I'm still trying to focus at the task at hand, getting my sister out. So she asks me, she's like, am I hitting anything? Like, am I knocking anything over? I'm like, no, you're good. You're just on the grass a little bit. He continues to just yell in the background, like just completely yelling. I'm like, ignore him, like, cause like it's too distracting. Like he's just yelling. And then so, cause like I really didn't understand. It's just grass. We did not hit anything. We didn't even come near this man's fence. He was really completely upset about the grass. And then this man proceeded, because we were ignoring him so eloquently, so professionally, ignoring this man, that for some reason he thought we didn't speak English. Even though, right, before when he said thank you, I was like, okay, in English. He proceeds to say, oh my, like, okay. He literally proceeded to say, no más. Like in Spanish, no más. And so in the moment, I didn't even like stop to think about it because I literally continued to ignore him. And then by the time he said no más, like I was already in the car. We had already turned around like most of the way, I'm pretty sure. And like he was just saying, no más, do you guys even speak English? Like, no más, don't do that ever again. Like literally repeating Spanish. And then so we're gone, and then I look to him out of the passenger window and he flips me off. And then that's when I got a little bit upset, because before I didn't really care, because like I just didn't care. I was just trying to get my job done. But then when he flipped me off, I took it personal. So I proceeded to yell. I didn't mean jump. I proceeded to yell out the window, fuck you and your stupid ass grass. Like I started swearing at him, and then my sister was like, wow, she was like asking me what happened. And I was like, he just flipped us off. Like, what the fuck? It's just grass. And then she drove away. She was like, this man is crazy. Like it was grass. And then after like driving in silence for a minute, we bursted out into laughter, because we was like, who is he gonna call? Like what? Because we were thinking about the whole supervisor thing. Like, who's he gonna call? And then I'm like, if he's talking about me, my sister was my supervisor. Like I worked for her, so she was my supervisor. So who is he really gonna call for who? And then later on, I realized, like, because we were still thinking, like, houses away after, we were still thinking about the whole process, because it was just like such a crazy thing. That was the first time like anything like that has ever happened to us when we delivered, so we were still thinking about it. And I'm like, did this man say no mas to us? And I was like, wait, what? I'm like, even, okay, we're black. People usually assume because of dreads we're Jamaican, or like we're just African American. Nobody assumes that we're Haitian unless we start speaking Creole, but nobody has ever assumed we're Hispanic in any type of way, shape, or form. Like that, like it blew our minds. We were laughing about it the whole time. We were like, Spanish? Like, really? Spanish? Like, if I didn't speak English, that's where you went with that? Like, by the way we look, like, 'cause me and my sisters look pretty alike. Like, she's a little bit darker than me, but facial wise we look very alike. We're like, Spanish? Are you serious? Spanish? Like, what? But that whole ordeal was just like so like out of it. Like, honestly, still thinking about it, I'm like, this man was just, he was crazy. It's grass. And I'm like, I know maybe from my lower class experience, I don't know the value of grass in the upper classes, but it's still grass. Like, maybe it was some nice freshly cut grass, but at the end of the day, it's still grass. And this man got mad for no reason, in my opinion. Maybe y'all think differently. Maybe we handled the situation like wrong, but we didn't knock over any mailboxes. The fence was still intact. We didn't even come near the fence. The only thing that I could say is the tire left a little bit of imprint on the grass, and it wasn't even like a giant, like you know how like if you run through grass it would leave like a whole like ring or anything. It wasn't even like that. It was literally like a few inches into the grass, like, and he exploded like that. But what did that was just crazy. Like, that experience was crazy, because I was just like, he was approaching too, and I was just like, this white man, come on, like, it's grass. It's really grass. But that was my story time, my Just Chat story time. I'll probably have a lot, because there are things like that that happen to me all the time. I can say that my life is pretty crazy. Not crazy, it's not like, actually it is. There's some stories y'all won't even know, but it is that crazy, and you guys are gonna get a lot more stories in these Just Chats, a lot more updates. I really hope you guys liked this Just Chat. But you know, if you are really tired of hearing me talk, go on my Instagram. You can just stare at me, you know. If you don't remember it, I'm gonna have it in the description box, like I said earlier, and hopefully on the screen. If you like to hear me but not that much, I also talk less on my TikTok, but I dance mediocrely as well. So, you know, just pick the lesser of 3 evils instead of 2. But that is it for my video. Thank you for coming to episode 2 if you were here for episode 1.